Hello, Ish. Welcome back to Java session. Today we are going to learn about this tabbed pane, scroll pane, and list along with the combo box. These are the four components I am going to cover in this particular video, right? And I'm going to cover all the example programs which are there in the lab, right? So, sir, what is this tabbed pane? Better, this is your frame. On top of your frame, sir, I want to add three panels like assume your web browser. This is the uh, let's say ABC website, right? It's a tab which is having ABC information in this particular panel. Then you will open one more tab, let's say XYZ. You will open one more tab, IJK, right? So these are all the tabbed panes, right? Where on a single frame you are able to provide the multiple uh, tabs, right? To create this, we use this tabbed pan, right? For the purpose, we use this JTabbedpane in Swings, right? This is the class which is used to switch between the group of components by clicking on the tab. So within a given title or icon, right? So there we will provide the different titles to the different tabs, right? It inherits the J components class. Sir, what are the constructors we have in the tabbed pane? Beta J tabbed pane, it's a default constructor. It creates an empty tabbed pane with a default tab placement of J tabbed pane on top of the frame, right? Sir, do we have a constructor with a parameter? Of course, beta tab placement also can be decided by the default by using this J tabbed pane. So it creates an empty tabbed pane with the specified tab placement, and along with this, you can also decide the layout policy. So it accepts two parameters. The other constructor one is the tab placement along with the tab layout policy, right? So it creates empty tabbed pane with the specified tab placement and tab layout policy, right? We have different layout policies. So there, those are all predefined. We are going to use the required layout policy according to the user requirement, right? Now we will see the example for this. This is my code beta. First, let's execute this, see the output so that if you have output picture in your brain, you can understand what we are designing, right? So I'm compiling and I'm running this. Compile successfully. Now I'm running it. Java space tab. So this is what I want to create. This is the frame. Within the frame, I added the tabbed pane, right? This is main, this is visit, this is help, right? This is what exactly I want to create, right? For this purpose, I'm writing the code. Now, if you are writing exit on close, then whenever you are clicking on the closed button, this will close, but it is not closing means we are not designed on exit on close. In the last example, I written code for exit on close. That's what the program coming out of the running script, right? Now, let's understand the code. So here I'm importing the required packages beta. So all the required classes and interfaces, they are available in the JavaX package. So JavaX library, javax.swing. I want different classes and interfaces. Next I'm taking the class name is some tabbed pane example. So first of all, first I want to create the frame, right? Frame can be created by creating object to the class, or you can create a frame by extending the frame, right? So first I'm creating a reference variable to the frame. Next I'm taking the constructor. Here I'm creating object to the frame class so that frame will be created. Now, what I want to do, I want text area because so I should provide some area to the user so that he can add the text to the that particular area. So that's what I'm creating the object to the JText area. So text area basically it allows the user to write a number of lines. Text field, there will be a restriction, right? So JText area, I'm creating some object to the text area. right? This is the dimension where I want to display this text area 200 by 200. Now I am creating a panel, J panel, some P1 equal to new J panel, right? That J panel, this text area, whatever we are created, that added to the panel one. That in the sense, first we created a frame, right? So on top of frame, we didn't add anything, right? Now what I'm doing, I'm created a text area. That text area we added to the panel. That panel we are calling it as a P1. So that is happened here. Next, similar way, I am creating two more panels, P2 and P3, because these three panels I am going to add to the frame so that they will act as a tabbed pane. Now I am creating object to the tabbed pane, some TP equal to new tabbed pane, right? Now I am setting the boundaries for this tabbed pane, right? So set boundaries, I'm setting 15 to 15, 200 by 200, x-axis, y-axis, height and width, right? Next, what I'm doing, I'm giving the name for the P1. P1 is the panel one which we created, right? This is the J panel. I'm creating the name for the J panel as main that I'm adding to the tabbed pane. Same way, I'm adding the P2 name visit, adding to the tabbed pane. So P3 panel added with the name help added to the tabbed pane. So now these are all part of the tabbed pane, these three. Now what I'm doing, I'm adding the tabbed pane to the frame. Now, so those three will be added to this tabbed pane. Here, the first one is main, the second one is visit, third one is help, right? I'm setting the size of this frame, right? I'm setting layout, default layout, I'm taking it as null and set visible as true. Then I'm closing the constructor, taking the main method, creating object to the class. So whenever you run this, automatically frame will be generated. And within the frame, we are created the tabbed pane along with the three different tabs. This is how we can create this tabbed pane in order to switch in between the different tabs better, right? This is all about the tabbed pane example. Coming to the scroll pane beta. So basically scroll pane is used to uh, create the scroll bars. That may be a horizontal scroll bar or vertical scroll bar, right? So here you can see the definition, which is used to scrollable view of a component, right? Whenever the screen size is limited, automatically what we use this scroll pane to display the large amount of content or components or any individual component. So whose size can change dynamically. That in the sense, basically this is the window which you are provided or frame which you are provided there. If we have the limited data, then that is fine. Sir, I have huge amount of data. Automatically what we will do, so we will start the horizontal or vertical scroll bars to display the content which is there on that particular component, right? So do we have any predefined constructors for this? These are all the different predefined constructors beta. Scroll pane with component, scroll pane with two integer components, vertically way to start, horizontally way to start, and component with vertical and horizontal, right? Vertical, horizontal policies, scroll bar policies are there. Those policies we can, this JScrollPane will accept it as a parameters, right? Now, I will show you the example for this. Yeah, beta. Coming to example. So this is an example for the JScrollPane, right? I'm importing the required packages. Here I'm going to use the flow layout. I'm going to use the frame. I'm going to use the swing component that is scroll pane and swing component that is text area, right? I'm taking a class. Here I'm taking the variable that is serial version UID. This is used to deserialize and serialize the objects. I'm taking the long type so that it can store the uh, very big value, right? So this is for the remembering the version of the serializable class to verify that whether the class is loaded uh, and the serialized objects are compatible or not. So to verify that, we use this serialized version ID, right? And then I'm taking a one more method that is create and show GUI, right? There I can create the frame. As of now, we we done all operations within the constructor. You can also do same operations in the create and show GUI. So there I am creating the frame. So my frame name is scroll pane example, right? I'm setting the size, set visibility, and I'm also adding, this is the one which I told you earlier, set default close operation. Whenever I'm clicking on the frame, so the exit on close should work. Exit on close should work means, so wherever the close button is there, if I'm clicking on this, then I want to close that particular frame. So if you want to make it happen, then you should write this exit on close. This is a constant. Whenever you are adding that, then only the frame will be closed successfully. Then what I'm doing, I'm using the flow layout that will be set to the frame, right? So the frame contains the container. So set layout, which layout I am setting, flow layout. So get content pane, which returns the container or the components which are there in the container, right? That I'm added to the frame. That in the sense indirectly, I'm setting the flow layout to that particular uh, frame. Now I'm creating the text area because you can write a huge amount of data within that. So I don't want to put any limit. That's what I'm creating the text area with size 20 by 20, right? Then the text area I'm adding to the scrollable pane, right? JScrollPane, some object equal to new JScrollPane. There I'm adding the text area. So here that in the sense, this is the text area 20 by 20, right? So here, whenever the 20, whenever the characters are exceeded more than 20 or here, so automatically here horizontal scroll bar will start, here vertical scroll bar will start, right? I will show you the output as well. Now, after this, so we are created, but we want to set the scrollable policies for horizontal as well as vertical. So for this object, scrollable text area object, right? I'm setting the horizontal scroll bar policy, as well as I'm setting the vertical scroll bar policy by using the predefined methods, that is set horizontal scroll bar policy and set vertical scroll bar policy, right? So that is by using a predefined class, that is JScrollPane. There we have the different constants, but I used only two, that is horizontal scroll bar policy always and vertical scroll bar policy always. There are horizontal, vertical, right, left, top, bottom. There are so many constants better. You can refer the document there, you can see. And what I'm doing, I'm adding this scrollable text area, this component to the container. So get content pane, right? So it returns either the container or the component. So that I added to the indirectly frame, right? Then I'm closing this create and GI show, right? Then I am taking the main method. Here, I'm taking the fully qualified name beta from library. I'm using the swing. Within the swing package, I'm using a class that is swing utilities invoke later. So I'm calling this. So here you can indirectly I'm creating a thread. I'm creating runnable interface means you are initiating to run this particular uh, method, right? There I am taking the run method. So run method is responsible to run the complete program. Now within that, I am calling the create and show GUI method. So whenever you are calling that method, then this entire code will create, run, and it will generate the output, right? Now I will show you the output better. Take your main class name, create, compile the code and run it. Compiled successfully. Now I am running it. So you can see here, the cursor is blinking over. Basically, I don't have any horizontal and vertical scroll bars, right? So here I am typing something. Automatically, horizontal scroll bar is started, right? Let's say keep on entering. Now, whenever you are exceeding this, vertical scroll bar will start, right? this is a way we can use this JScrollPane to create this horizontal as well as vertical scroll bars, right? Now,